So first of all, my guy, I've been talking to you all season long, shouting out to big plays. Your name online is Big Play Slay for a reason. You back that up. So first of all, congrats on an amazing season.
Thank you.
All right, so listen, I've made it to the WNBA Finals in 2016, and we came up short. So I know what it's like to get all the way to that big game and then not get the actual cup. So I'm just curious, like, what have these past few weeks been like for you?
They've been rough, man. Just because, of course, I wanted to be a Super Bowl champ, but I was just thankful to be in that moment, man. My first time ever experiencing it. It was fun, enjoyed it. My family enjoyed it. So the only reason after the loss, because my family was there, I was all right with it, because my kids got to see something they never saw before. Riri was out there, what I'm saying? So everybody got to see Riri for the first time. So,
Did y'all watch it?
Heck no, man. The wife and the kids, them all did, but they had a good time seeing it, seeing her first time performing in so long. So, seeing them, they kind of like, man, Dad, it was fun out there. So I'm like, dang. Well, at least I feel good about something. But that loss was no, I ain't like that loss.
Nah, that's tough. That's tough. And no, I mean, I'm curious though, because it's funny because like at halftime, we're the same. Like when people are performing at halftime, we got to go into the locker room. So was that a conversation with y'all, like, or was it like everybody was like, because I could see this is Rihanna we're talking
Really,
about.
right? Come on now. They gotta let us. We asked coach. Coach was like, come on now. I know y'all can't do that, but we knew we couldn't that for real. But we just like, all right, we gonna throw it out there though. It is a 30
Just to
minute
check
halftime.
the waters.
Just to check it, now. Just to check it.
It's funny though, because you can tell that the Eagles, y'all are like a tight knit group, and I love that you asked your teammates, do y'all want to be co-workers or y'all want to be friends? Now, what made you want to ask that and like get that distinction in between it?
Because I know this is a business. Everybody doing this business for most likely to provide for themselves or their family or whatever. So I like to have fun at work. So I kind of just told them as a group, that was my OG told me when I was a rookie. Man, we could be co-partners or we could be friends. And most of my guys, we friends. So that's your choice to decide. And I did the same thing with my group as a leader. So I just gave them the choice, like, hey, we could be friends or we could just be co-workers, man. I could just help you, learn the playbook, whatever needs, or we go hang outside hang outside of work. And everybody got the understanding of it. And most everybody want to be friends anyway though. But you got to put it out there because it's just a business, crazy world, man, with the NFL, when it comes to the business side of it, get real personal.
All right, cool. So you talked about football as a business, and we've kind of seen the business for the Eagles coaching staff has been good. Jonathan Gannon is now the head coach of the Cardinals, former Philadelphia defensive coordinator. Shane Steichen is the head coach of the Colts. Now, what type of coach, since I know defensive coordinator would have been directly to you, what kind of coach is the Cardinals getting?
They got a great coach, man. They got a guy that's going to be a lot of energy, man. He'll bring a lot of energy. One thing about him, he's never down. He's going to stay the same person every day. He's a good dude, man. And with him being a DB too, so me and him got along very well. I'm happy for him, man. He deserves it, man. A lot of people was talking bad about him in Philly because, they ain't like how he was running his defense, but, his defense turned out to be the second best in the league, number one pass defense. But they got a good dude in hands, man. I'm looking forward to see how he do it with Arizona, man. I wish he had stayed, but I know every coach want to be a head coach.
Yeah, because I was going to say, what's that like after having an amazing year, which y'all did, get all the way to the Super Bowl? Your offensive coordinator is gone. Your defensive coordinator is gone. Like, what is that kind of like? You got to be happy for him. I've been in that same position, so you got to be happy for him. But what is that like for y'all's mindset going into next year?
It's crazy. It's good. Everybody in this job is to win, and when you're a winning team, they like to take winning programs. So that's how the leaders build off winning. And but it's gonna be tough, man, and try to replace them two guys, man, because they're great at their job. So we'll just see how it go, man. I'll be looking forward to it. I love meeting new people, learning more football schemes and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it, but I hope both of them boys are the best.
Bet. And so I follow you on Twitter. I told them they need to follow you on Twitter if they don't, because you be talking that talk, Big Play 24 Slay on Twitter. And you had tweeted out, man, with all these new coaches getting jobs, I know my guy, Denard Wilson, should be a defensive coordinator in the NFL. Now, we've seen this conversation happen more and more with Eric Bieniemy and different players, different people of that nature. What do you think makes these guys get overlooked? Like we see all these coaching jobs flying around. What do you think makes them get overlooked?
Because they get they behind the scenes a lot of stuff, man. Sometimes the coordinator do a lot of the work, but the guys that do the underground work, the studying, the film study, all of that, they got to bring it to the coordinator to like, hey, this is what I'm seeing. I think this coverage will work best. And with my guy, man, he was the passing coordinator for us, so he was balls out. You know what I'm saying? Number one passing defense, did his thing. So I think he should be good for him. But yeah, and just like Bellamy, man, everybody be thinking Andy Reid got a lot to go with. He got some put in it too. So I'm glad. I hope for him too in Washington. Well, you know what? I really hope bad for him in Washington
I
because
was gonna say, come on now, be for
I hope
real.
bad for. I had to make sure though, man. Hey, I support black people, man. But hey, when he play us, he need to have a bad game, bad coaching game.
And what
But
was that move though? There was a lot of conversation about that move. Was it a good move then? Because would he have been in Andy Reid's shadow forever? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because some people feel like it wasn't a good move because Kansas City's a good situation, but
right.
is it a good move for him personally?
I mean, me personally, I would too. I would have left too, man. I don't want 2 Super Bowls, and I just need to go prove myself to everybody else in the world. It's not can't get better than winning the Super Bowl. So he got 2 of them already. Best thing he do now is win one on his own.
Yeah, that's true. And so I want to talk to you for a little bit because we talked about the business aspect of it. And I like to talk contract. I've had a lot of contracts in my life. It's different now. Like the contracts, that's another thing about athletes that people don't realize. Our business just be out there in the streets. Like we can Google this. So I'm letting people know that what I'm about to say is very Googleable. But after being traded from the Detroit Lions to the Eagles, you agreed to a 3-year contract extension worth 50 of them things, okay? 50 M's to go to Philly. First of all, congrats on earning your bag because I want to make sure like you earned your bag, and that's a thing in sports. But now heading into the 22 season, you are set to make 26 million cap, which is the highest for a cornerback this year. Like I said, congratulations because you're considered one of the top 5 in your position in the NFL, and that's just common knowledge. So what is that like on contract years coming up? What's your mindset? Are you going to sign an extension? I'm trying to get what's up, Slay. Look, I'm asking you what's up.
Hey, you know me, man. Look, hey, I'm looking forward to it, man. Of course, I want an extension with the Eagles. I love the Eagles. They took another chance on me, man. Trading for me. And I panned out very well, of course. But yeah, man, I love that. I love that money. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I'm gonna be talking about this obviously in this area, but that's what we all do. When we got 1 year left on our deal, we try to get the extension because makes the cap low,
Yep.
and then you can start building around the team because once you cap too high, you can't add more players. So with me, with my cap that high,
Yeah.
I'm sure they probably want to get it down, and the best way to get it down is give me some money.
Come on now, let's go.
I'm with it though, but I love Philly, man. I plan on staying on Philly, but if it don't happen. But I know I got 1 year left here. But man, yeah, I love to stay in Philly for sure.
Yeah, and speaking on Philly, I mean, Jalen Hurts, a lot of people this was a big year, but you had said a while ago that you knew this success was coming. So like what is it about him? Because we all know that there's the quarterbacks and there's always going to be there's that leader in the quarterback, but everything I hear about Jalen Hurts just sounds like he's different. I don't know what it is, but so you played with him. Like what makes him special?
Man, he just a humble kid, man. Very, very humble, man. I mean humble as in like he don't look past nobody. He know everybody in the locker room, everybody from the janitors all the way up to the head man. And he speaks to everybody, what this league going to? A lot of guys ain't the humble guys in the league. I'm gonna be real. A lot of people not humble as him, at the quarterback position because that position requires so much attention, so much everything. He makes time for everybody. So good dude, man. He a young dude, man, but he listens. And that's what makes him a big time player, man. I know this past OTAs last year when I already knew it is that we would be in practice. He'd ask questions. He'd ask me questions. I'm on the defense side. He'd be like, hey, man, what forced me to make this type of throw? And I told him why. And he listened and then he go execute it the next day and be trying to beat us in practice. But we still be whipping his ass. But,
I love that.
But, with 2 high power offense and defense going at each other in practice, it's on the butt he could get better. So, they was like the number 1 offense, we were the number 1 defense, we were the number 1 pass. They was
Crazy.
They the highest. They had the most explosive plays in offense. So it kind of balanced out each other, man. We had a great group this past year, man. Of course, I'm mad that we have to change, but Hurt's a dude, man. He's a real good dude, real talented man, and he worked hard.
Man, they say iron sharpens iron. And I was on my Minnesota Lynx team where our first unit was a squad, and then our second unit, which I was on, we was trying to give them fits every day. So I already know what it's like to be in that situation where it's like y'all just sharpening each other, which is probably why y'all were both number one in your parts. But I'm curious too. Now, football is one of those in your face type of sports where we know like there's a lot of trash talking. So who do you think is like the talks the most trash on the field? Like, because for me, the first person I think of for WNBA is Donna Taurasi, no question. And I think she was cemented in the Hall of Fame when she told the ref, "I'll meet you in the lobby." So I think that she would be the one that like pops in my mind first. But who would you say, like in the NFL, is that person?
The guys I kind of had a little rump with. I had a rump with DK before,
Mm-hmm.
and Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant probably talked the most trash I ever heard somebody ever talk.
Cowboy.
Yeah, I'm talking about this when I was in Detroit. He was talking junk every play, run plays, pass plays, even on a kickoff. We like, bro, we ain't even out there yet. And you still you know what I'm saying? So he was one of the biggest ones I heard. But from the people I did hear about, man, my teammate for sure is one of the biggest ones.
Who's that?
Brandon Graham, BG, 55.
Oh, for real?
I'm talking about he gonna let you have it at the coin toss. Yeah, that, I said, good Lord, I'm talking about he talking everybody up. He the one got into it with me and DK. He talking junk to DK. And I'm like, bro, you ain't even got to guard DK. I got to guard DK. No, don't gas him up to get on me. You know?
They be saying DK look like he from Wakanda. That's what they said.
I'm trying to tell you, come on now. You see that man? That man say he eat candy every day and still got all them abs.
Yeah. That's crazy. And so you really don't be talking trash, because I'm shocked because your Twitter, sometimes you be clapping back at them trolls now.
But that's the thing is, I clap back at the fans a little bit just because they'll be knowing what be going on. But in the NFL, I'm kind of well respected, 5-time Pro Bowler, All Pro, one of the highest paid. So and I don't bother nobody for real. I really don't, man, because it takes a lot of energy to keep talking trash when I got to be the one chasing you around. So I got to save my energy. So if I was on offense now, I'd talk a lot more trash because you got to play off me. But on defense, man, it's too much talking. You got to talk to your teammates about the coverage. Got to adjust this and adjust that. I ain't got time to talk. I'll be too tired out there.
Dang, that's crazy. I didn't even really realize that it is kind of different for offense and defense. Because, in basketball, it's like you can talk trash on each end. But yeah, that's different. Offensive player controlling the movements and controlling things. So that's true. And so speaking of that, all right, so there was a clip about Michael B. Jordan this past week at the premiere. Did you see that thing where...
Yeah, I heard about it. I saw it this morning, and I'm like, no, that is a girl that he went to school with or something?
Yeah, because it reminded me, didn't the former Lions head coach, say something like, you not in that top category? You was like, let that man know where I'm at now, basically.
Come on, man. He better stop playing with me. Talking that crazy mess.
So what were your thoughts? Like, if you're Michael B. and you had a girl that went to your school that used to call you corny and make fun of you, and now she's interviewing you on the red carpet, like, what's your response? Like,
I'd have been the same way. Would have been let her say what she need to say and then get my point across right now. Hey, man, you remember when you called me, hit it with a good smirk, and all the ladies love him right now, so he really feeling himself. So it's over with. I'd have been like, when you just tell me this and that. Yeah, I don't have real good.
Okay, so first of all, you got a new house. Congrats on blessings. How is it like living in a home that you built? Did you customize anything?
Man, come on now, I ain't doing too much work.
Well, did you customize anything? Like, what were the things that you said we got to have in my house? Like,
my game room. This is my game room right now. I'm in right now. My game room. That's the only thing I really worry about. The game room and the internet. I let the wife handle everything else.
The game room. And so what's in there? You got screens and all that jazz?
Yeah, I'm almost done with it right now. You know what I'm saying? I would show you a little preview. See the big play over there.
Okay.
It's getting
nice. Hey, that's what's up. Warzone, I recall, right? So y'all catch my guy on Warzone. He said he all right, but
I'm all right.
Just all right. Okay, so you're Houston, and we've been talking about football and opportunities, and the XFL then popped out here and showed out. I saw you shouting out the Houston Roughnecks. Do you have any connection? You going to pull up at a game? What's your thoughts on the XFL?
Oh, great, man. I'm loving it, man. Just for other guys that's not in the league, man, get potential to get filmed to get in the league. So I love it, man. I love that, they brought that back, and I'll be going to the games. Of course, I got some guys that was under me and other teams that's playing there too. So I'm going to be supportive.
Like, we got to talk about how we met. First of all, it's crazy. Like, when people like talk about how sports, athletes, even entertainers, like, it's like when we really link up, we can all tell we do the same thing because it's like it was vibes right away, right?
Off the jump, I said, see, I'm talking about for the whole time we sitting at the game just chopping, I didn't even know.
Yeah, so listen, we pulled up to it was 2019. The Hawks were playing the Spurs, and the reason I remember all these details, Slay, is because that's the night I met my now wife, which is really wild, by the way. So, yes, literally. So it's me, you, Angel McCottry. We all
Yep.
sitting courtside. Your mom's was there because I took a photo with your mom. And we sitting courtside watching the game, chopping it up. I just so happened to be sitting there, and like how did that even happen?
It was crazy because I was just sitting down. So I was sitting down, then damn, what my mom like a little nice. She know a little bit of basketball, but she wanted to come to the game. So then she like, you sitting by WNBA play. I was like, who? So I was like, I don't know you were sitting next to them. Look, I said, I think I do know her. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just peeping. Next thing we made a little combo down. Like, you kind of like said your name. I was like, oh yeah, that's her. I said, I'm super fan. I'm like, yeah, that's her. Okay, she cool people. And I felt the vibe though, because how you came up dressed too. You got like a little basketball fit on. Like,
yeah, we had a little something on. It's crazy because my guy Rudy Gay was playing for the Spurs at the time. He went to UConn with me, and so I was going to tell you that you didn't know this next part. I gave your mom a hug, said goodbye, then I turned to Angel McCottry and was like, yo, what's crazy is I think I just saw my wife. And Angel McCottry was like, this is real talk, Darius. Angel McCottry was like, you lying, calm down. And I'm like, not for real. So Sirena, she had sung at the Hawks game earlier, the national anthem, and she was standing over on the way. So after I dapped you up and said later, I went to go talk to her, and we are now married 3 years out of this thing.
Oh, you said you would have go got it. Love it first time.
Walk straight up to her. So you're like a part of my forever memory of like I was rolling with you the night I met my wife, which is kind of crazy.
That's wild. That is wild. Hey, you braver than me. You walk straight up into it.
Why does everybody say that? You don't be walking straight. Well, you married now. Shouts to Jennifer. Yeah. That's your wife's name, right?
Yeah.
Shouts to Jennifer. You married, but before you were married, you wasn't just walking up to folk. What?
That take a lot of courage, that man.
So what was you doing? What's the approach? I don't get it.
Come on, the coach is you see him in person. Look at it. You go find an IG. You gonna know it. Go find somebody that know it. Get the IG.
Wow, that's the move.
Yeah, the keyboard.
The keyboard, and then now the Twitter fingers and the keyboard. Now you typing in the DMs and started with a DM. Now is that how you met Jennifer?
Yeah, that's how we met.
You lying?
Oh yeah.
Where did you see her?
Man, we saw a little everywhere a little bit. Definitely on social media a lot too. But finally we ran into each other. I'm like, yeah. Just how you feel like, yeah, that's mine. I'm like, yeah, that's mine too.
You knew it off rip.
Let me go ahead and get this. Let me slide in right now.
And you married now.
Yeah.
Okay, my God. You said you gone and got that then. That's hilarious. All right, but back to, we was talking about ball. We were at a Hawks game. Dame Dollar recently dropped a 71-piece nugget. Crazy skill set. That's your boy? That's
my dog. That's him and Trae Young, my favorite 2-point guards ever.
For real?
Love him. I'm a big Trae Young fan too. So, but Dame, that's my dude. Dame reminds me of myself, man.
That's literally what I was about to ask you. What's your player comp in the NBA? I was gonna say that.
Yeah, Dame is like the me of the NFL, like a guy that he went to Portland. Portland ain't known for too much winning. I went to Detroit, but we all ballers. And, we be like the only ones, not saying everybody don't get recognition, but we the only ones that kind of like get known a lot, get the respect that we deserve. But then again, they always talking about getting overlooked as in championships, or you never made it to the playoffs, so you can't be a top corner because you ain't playing great. You know what I'm saying? You never been on the number one defense, all that kind of stuff. So, then, I can only imagine what happened if Dame ever leave. Just how I felt when I left left Detroit to come to Philly.
Yeah.
Now I'm the top 5 corner they want to talk about heavy a lot. But I've been doing that since.
Right.
I'm winning. But
so you just changed teams. You ain't changed. You just changed teams.
And the market.
It's funny you say that too, because Charles Barkley was on First Take and he said he hopes that Dame doesn't fall into the peer pressure. How do you feel about does it matter if you move or not anymore?
Well, it's different in basketball because y'all kind of control y'all trade value. Y'all don't have to get traded. Y'all can go do this. Y'all can do that. Y'all don't have to do it. NFL is different. You know, NFL kind of like, hey, you need to get on. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you need to get on. NBA kind of like, hey, I get to pick where I want to go, or I can stay, or whatever you want to do. But if I'm a basketball player, I would have stayed too. I'm staying with my team too, try to bring them a championship too.
For
But then,
real? You would
yeah,
stay down with your team.
I'm gonna stay down. You know, I'm gonna stay down because definitely I want to be something different. You know, but if I get to that age, about 35, 36, and I ain't really the number one option no more or something, yeah, I'm gonna slide in.
Okay, but that's different though, because then you are playing a role and it's
Yeah,
different.
you playing a role, then that's understandable. But if I'm the man, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Dang. All right. So listen, you got your own podcast, Big Play Podcast. What's that like? What you talk about on the pod? What y'all got going on?
You know, I talk about the game, give them live game feed and stuff, how I felt about the game. I literally do it right after I play. So it'd be
real?
Yeah, so it'd be right after, like
fresh.
Fresh. I'm talking about I got the adrenaline still going from a win or a loss, all that. So but that's during the season though. But now I'm gonna just probably talk about other sports now that I'm out. So
and are you real? Like, you know how like on the podcast, like, you know, like, are you keeping it real on something that happened on the field, or are you keeping it PC? Because I figured you were. That's why I'm
keeping it 1,000 out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it real. You know, I had this. You know, I'm glad I got some great editors, man, because I be really going in too much. Hey man, yeah, don't do that, man. I can't. I got fans out there, but I know when I'm done and retired, oh yeah, I'm letting it ride.
For real. And so what's the fans talking about? Like, have you ever gotten, like, has your coaches or anybody had to be like, yo, chill a little bit on that? Like, or...
No, that's what we're trying to do. That's why we having them good editors, man, because they be like, yeah, my coach ain't like me that I said that. Like, take that out.
I feel you though, because me being an owner of the Atlanta Dream, which you better be pulling up this summer to a game, Slay.
I'm gonna be there. You know, I already said it. I'm gonna be there.
Okay. It's kind of that same way with me though, because when there's certain topics going on, like I can give my input to a certain degree, but at the end of the day too, I'm also still an owner and vice president of a team. So it's like people gotta understand, you gotta walk that line as well. You can keep it 100, but I maybe don't have to tell you every part of everything.
Can't tell them everything, man. This thing, you know, it's just be quick.
Facts. All right. So my last thing I want to ask you is, with the NFL season, like, it's one of the biggest sports, one of the biggest events. Super Bowl is the biggest sporting event every single year. When you think back at your season now, have you gotten a chance to basically reflect on like how dope of a season you had? Because as an athlete, I don't really think I ever did that. Like, I would just be worried about the next championship or the next year or whatever else. But do you ever take time to just like reflect on what you just did, the number one defense in the NFL?
Man, I be trying to, man, but it'd be like, when you think of stuff like that, you know, when you get to the end of the season, what us being so competitive, it make you feel like it was all a waste. You know what I'm saying? Not saying a waste, but just like, bro, we've been doing all this year and not win the whole thing. Is like, man, I'm ready to get to next year just because of the fact. But, you know, I had to think about it one day just because I never been this far. I never made out the first round of the playoffs while I was in Detroit. So I was like, shoot, I was happy every day. I never been 10-0, 11-0, whatever we was started. But, yeah, man, I was reflecting like, bro, we was really, really good. And I'm just like looking like, man, this team will be different next year. Like, man, whole new faces. Got the other guys got to buy in, got to do this all over again. But I'm looking forward to it, man. So I'm not going to reminisce too much because, like I said, it's still kind of fresh. But it's all right, though, man. I'm going to get back to it.
Well, listen, you had an amazing year. I tell you all the time, Big Play Slay. They don't call you Big Play Slay for nothing, man. Thank you for joining me here on Montgomery Co.